Hello everyone, and welcome back to a more, chilled episode of the Empty Space in Between podcast, episode 27. It's just me and Sam today. The astute among you will have noticed.
Just me and Belly today.
Yeah, so we thought we'd take the time for a bit of reflection. We've been busy over the past couple of months. We're coming to the end of our PhDs. I'm very nervous, so we thought we'd just have a little catch up, reflect on the guests we've had, what's gone good, what's gone bad, what we want to do in the future,
what we've enjoyed,
what we enjoyed, and then just have a bit of a natter. Really, it's been busy and we're very stressed.
Want to reflect? Yeah, look, to tell you the truth, in short, we don't have a guest book, so we're chatting shit. Resuming to guests shortly.
It's very shortly, yeah. We got people coming on, little few things. Most people watching on Spotify, on YouTube aren't subscribed. So if you wouldn't mind, subscribe. Don't miss out on these.
We're nearly at 100 now, aren't we?
Yeah, we're nearly at 100. Try and help us get to over 100 subs. I think that'd be quite cool.
Sick,
if we could do that by the end of the year, I'd be proper buzzing.
Get us to 100 and then get us to 1,000.
And get us to 1 million so we can just quit our jobs and just do this for a living.
Get us to that, yeah, do us a favour. Don't be fucking sly.
Yeah, don't be our ass.
Don't be a fucking rat.
Don't be our ass.
Sort us out, will you?
But yeah, so I suppose then, how have you been then, Sam? Because there's been a lot, hasn't there? Yes, sad, yeah. Because as you say, we've had a lot of guests on, so we've not really had a natter.
Last few months, lad, been busy as fuck.
Fucking horrible, innit?
What have we been up to? What do you mean by been up to? Like the last week or the last few months?
Well,
this year. What do you mean?
What notable things were? Because I think the last time we had just us on an episode was what? A few weeks ago now. So what have you been up to in the past? Yeah, what have you been up to in the past month or so?
Busy on all fronts. The podcast's been busy every week, as you know. I had a guest on, Dr. Chris Cavana, Professor Andy Biggin, James Williams. I think before that we might have had someone else who I can't remember now.
You've been on holiday though?
Been on holiday. I have been on holiday.
Where'd you go?
Ibiza. For a week.
You fucking love Ibiza, don't you? Always going.
Ibiza, yeah. I don't mean like I'm not a big clubber. Yeah, I've never been a big clubber. You've caught me on some nights when I've been pissed and I've ended up dancing and that. But like for the most part, I'm not a big drinker even.
Yeah.
I'm not a big drinker really. Like if me and Belly go out with like our girlfriends or even just me and him, like he will probably drink more. He definitely will drink more than me.
I have a problem.
But like I'm not a big drinker, so I don't go to Ibiza to get off my fucking face or no party, which is people know it for.
Because you go the more chilled side.
I go the north of the island, that's where all the hippies are. Because Ibiza in the 60s and 70s when it became popular was a hippie island, lad. It was hippies went over there and fucked about basically in the
chilled
sun.
About.
Yeah, lads, and they're still out there. So they have like the hippie market out there, which is like all people selling stuff they've made, like handmade dresses, rings, trinkets, cafe food in there, drink.
Belter.
We went there, lad, but yeah, the north of the island's chill, lad. So from like there's a place called San Eulalia.
That's from a fucking mouthful, isn't it?
San Eulalia, yeah. From there up to the north of the island, like the whole coast is just like chill, hippies, people in caravans everywhere.
You never pictured
just
that, would
chill.
you?
No, but then the other side of the island, you've
That's
got San Antonio, where me and Demi, my girlfriend, went over a few times to go out on nights out and that. And you got Ibiza town as well, which has like your big events on, like Ushuaia and Ibiza and like Ibiza Rocks.
Oh yeah,
shit like that, lad. Where the big name DJs go. Black Coffee was there this summer. You into him? DJ?
Probably.
Didn't go and see him, but like I do like him. But yeah, lad, I just went to chill, and just fucking
have a little break from.
Yeah, what shit did I do there? Ate loads of food, but I do that here. Went snorkeling, lad, on a proper snorkeling.
Sick, innit? Going
like they took us out. Like they went in caves. And like they give you snorkeling, my head's too big for the fucking snorkels though. The water kept getting in on the fucking bastards, lad, and the fella said to me, "Your head too big." So just like, lad, it was annoying me. But went into caves, lads, and the areas where we went, lads, went like off the beaten track on this boat, and he was dropping us in to water, lad, that was crystal clear, lad.
That's sick.
And as soon as you got there, he'd throw a bit of bread in, lad.
And then all the fish come.
Just thousands of them, lads. And my girlfriend, Emmy, she was a bit scared first, like getting in. I just jumped right into the middle of the fish and was just underwater. But it is a bit scary, lad, like, you know, because you're thinking, there's loads of fish, predators got to be knocking about and that.
Well, that's what you think, innit? But I don't suppose there is many around there, is there?
Yeah, lad, the Med. Fucking...
No, around Ibiza, you don't really hear of shark sightings and stuff,
You don't...
do you?
There was one in Valencia in June.
Was there,
Big shark off the coast of Valencia, lad, yeah.
Do it?
Yeah, there's fucking great whites and all sorts in
Is
Ibiza,
there, yeah?
lad. But yeah, went snorkeling. Another sick thing we did, lad, is we paid for a private jet ski tour.
Oh, yeah.
So me and Demi got on a jet ski, and then we had a tour who was on a jet ski, and he takes you around the side of the island.
To be fair.
You know, lad, an hour and a half it was. And we went to some island, lads, and it was just this big rock in the ocean, like off Ibiza, and it was roasting there. The water, he said, this is the best water in the call it the Balearic Islands, aren't they? Them like Balearic,
yeah.
And he went, it's the clearest water in these islands, and lad, it was white sand. All the beaches in Ibiza are white sand, not rocky.
Yeah.
Not that you get something like Tenerife and that's like a volcano, so it's quite black and that. And
Yeah.
it's white. It's just crystal white sand, lad. So
Okay,
then
no.
the white sand also makes that like blue water, you know, like that bath water looking shit.
Yeah.
And I went, does anyone live on this island? And he said, there's one house on it. And he said, it's worth 50 million. And the person who owns it owns the island.
Wow.
And lad, I went on Google and had a look, lad. And it's some fucking Ken. Like it's like a proper white Ibiza style
As you'd
house.
picture.
Not only one floor, like a big fuck off bungalow looking thing.
Wow.
But lad, I just thought,
Imagine having that much money.
what a life, lad. You
That'd
know what I
be
mean?
sick,
Just
that'd be
chilling in the sun, lad. The sun rises and hits it, lad, all day. And I was just like,
You'd never leave, would you?
well, I was thinking that, like, what happens if his boat breaks? Like, the fuck's he get off it?
Well, you got that much money, you just pay for a helicopter to come pick you up.
Yeah, true. But yeah, we're doing this podcast, Ibiza. The band's been doing a lot, lads.
Oh yeah, Honey Motel, how's that been going?
Sound, obviously, as you know, got a load. I probably won't say much on here because fucking it's all coming to a head soon. We've got loads of new music coming back with a good headline date, which I'm sure you'll be at doing some stupid shit there.
Getting involved.
So then on top of that, lad, the PhD as well, as we were saying, coming towards the end of that. So it's been like 3 things which have been busy, and then I had a week off. The PhD coming to the end, a lot of my chapters are becoming completed. So yeah, lad, just busy, you know, nothing fucking mad.
Again, busy on the fucking work front, but I don't suppose that's ever stopped. But yeah, as you say, it's ramping up. I was down at Silverstone.
I was going to say, tell us about your little...
I was down at Silverstone, so we went down, made a little trip of it, because I was doing a few like bits of contract work through uni,
Yeah.
like picking up little jobs. So I had just a bit of spare money. So right for my birthday this year, I'm just going to pay to do this like single-seater racing.
That little photo of you. Your
little fucking
meat
head popping out this little car. So it's a Formula Silverstone car. It's proper low to the ground. You're like fucking lying down.
Yeah.
So I paid to do that. Went down to, the day before, went down to Chipping Norton to, Jezza Clarkson.
What's it called, lads?
It's Diddley Squat
Diddley
Farm.
Squat Farm, yeah.
It's alright, do you want to say what it is though, lad? It's a fucking money spinner.
Rip off.
Oh, yeah. I think the drinks weren't too bad because have you ever watched the show?
I've seen bits of it.
So
lads.
the lambing shed that was there that he's built the shop next to, he's converted that into like a bar. So he sells all his own Hawkstone lager.
Yeah.
Really nice, like really.
What's
nice.
in the shop and that though? Like, what did he say?
Oh, it's fucking shite. Really.
It's like trinkets.
Yeah, I ended up spending about fucking 50 quid.
Like, what you sell in a farm shop though, lad? Other than like milk
so his
and
own
eggs?
stuff. So he sells like obviously local meats and that. He sells his own ale that he makes with the barley. He
sick.
grows like his own honey.
And then like merch and that as well.
Not really, not a lot of it. No, not really. But yeah, everything's just dead expensive.
What the fuck did you buy? 50 quid?
So I bought this little fucking miniature gin set thing. I was like, I'll just buy it. And that was 26 quid. With no price on, not an hardy.
Oh, one of them where you get the counter and they go 310.
That's what I mean. I got the thing. She was like, yeah, 56 quid, and I had a heart attack. And there was these like, they have like the little point of sale things like in normal shops. And like you go in, you pick them up. Oh, that's nice. I'll pick it up. I'll buy it. So there was this handcrafted little thing with the logo on. It's like a wooden thing, all made locally.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's nice. I'll pick it up, Han. She can put it on a desk or whatever.
Yeah.
It'd be like, fucking 12 quid for some small farty ass little thing. I was like, we're in the wrong part of the world here.
Lad, I love trinket shops though, you know.
Oh, they're sick.
I love fucking about in those trinket shops where you're just looking at like fucking bracelets and little statues and that, lad, and little Buddhas are always in them.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I'm getting everything.
I tell you what though, lad, that Chipping Norton, yeah, they live a different life down there.
Is it well off?
Everything's more expensive, but just for the sake of it being more expensive, I think.
What area is it? Say it again.
Chipping Norton, so that's down
So
south.
where's the nearest thing to it? What I don't know.
It is near Oxford.
Oxford. Ah, right. Okay.
So I think it's about.
Oh, fucking hell, lad. Yeah, it's fucking the land of the toffs.
I think it's about half an hour away from Oxford.
Oh, yes, I'm from Oxford. Yeah,
Yes, from Oxford.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna gap year next year.
So, like, for example,
got my degree, but my dad said I can go on a gap year and really find out who I am.
so you know, Co-op.
Sorry.
So so there's only like one major supermarket there, right? It's a Co-op. There's the local branch of the ALDI up the road.
Yeah.
But that's hidden out the way.
What's ALDI?
Aldi. The local branch of the ALDI.
Local ALDI. Aldi in Oxford, lad, yeah.
Yeah, but it's hidden away, like. And then, so there's one Co-op in the middle, right? So you know when you picture your local Co-op, what word comes to mind?
There's no Co-ops in Crocky.
Chaos, right? They're just fucking, it's a shit
They're just chaos, yeah.
They're just chaos, right? You go in, I've never seen anything so pristine in my fucking life.
Lovely.
Like, all the labels spun
bakery
round
sections.
from bakery. Like, they had a full counter with, like, deli meats and all that.
Yeah, you go in the little bakery section and, like, people have fucked with it, like the croissants and the pizzas and that. Someone's put them back wrong and you're just like, what's going on here?
You go in, everything's perfect. Like, so you know, fucking, we have, like, paper labels to say the price.
Yeah.
Or little mini ink screens.
Little digital screens on everything.
Yeah, so you know, like, you'd have like rows of stuff, so you'd have Pringles.
Yeah,
and, like, what's
yeah.
all digital screens.
So you can just obviously quickly change it.
Yeah,
else.
so
Not
this
like
is
Kirby, lad. I come out of my gym the other day and it's by a Morrison's and there was about a 60-year-old woman at 9 a.m. in the morning with a fucking blue macaw on her shoulder and a load of school kids around. But you don't get that in Oxford.
You fucking don't. But lad, it's just a different world. And like, we went for a brekkie in the morning. And it was just 30 quid for like a bit of eggs on 2 eggs Benedicts and that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it was
worse than moose coffee, though.
It was okay, but it wasn't.
It wasn't like what?
Yeah, like this is just expensive for expensive sake. So we went down there on the Friday, stayed over in a fucking hour. The hotel was minging.
Shit hotel.
Oh, it was so bad. In Chipping Norton, it was the only place you could go. Like, everywhere else was dead expensive. So we went in this place above like a pub. For carpets.
Like a B&B?
No, like carpets in the bathroom type shit.
Was it a hotel?
Where, like I think it's classed as or an inn. I think it's
an inn. I should have just pitched the fucking tent.
Lad, I should have done. It was bad. Right, so we stayed in there overnight. That was a nightmare. And then we were like, right, I'm not staying around fucking Chipping Norton. It's expensive around here. So we went somewhere even more expensive. We went down to Bicester Village. You seen that?
Which?
Bicester Village.
No, but it sounds expensive.
So that is, are you on to Cheshire Oaks?
Yeah.
It's the same thing as Cheshire Oaks, so an outlet village.
Yeah.
But like, it has like Gucci and Dior and Burberry.
Cheshire Oaks and all of that.
No, that has like...
I've only ever been to Cheshire Oaks at Christmas for that mulled wine shit, lad, and walked around and just thought I fucking hated it here.
So it's like that, but just design.
A top version.
Just designer gear, like Stone Island shops, fucking Coach bags.
Lad, you know what? I could never bring myself to spend like fucking 500 quid on a fucking t-shirt, lad.
No.
I think like even if I become absolutely loaded, I don't think I'll be spending 500
What did you say your limit for a t-shirt is?
I've had this convo with different people, lad.
See, I'd go...
When I was younger, lad, it used to be higher because I was stupider. When I was 18, you get your birthday money, lad, and you got just flat out spend 100 quid on a t-shirt.
Would I go 100 quid on a t-shirt again?
My limits for a t-shirt, lad, 60 nickel, lad.
60, 70 quid, I think I'd agree, yeah.
If I see like 89 quid on a t-shirt, I go, fuck that, mate.
It'd have to be something like ridiculous. Like, it'd have to be a t-shirt where you feel it and right, the material's outrageous and it's well put, like, this is going to last for ages. But like, when you see like, what was I think an expensive t-shirt, like the last expensive one I bought was Billionaire Boys Club, right?
Remember that, lad?
Shite.
Pharrell Williams' brand, lad.
Yeah.
That?
Like, it was a nice t-shirt, don't get me wrong, the t-shirt was dead nice.
Used to do them in flannels, lad. Used to go in flannels and look for them.
Yeah. But like, nah, I wouldn't, it didn't last.
I haven't got any expensive gear anymore, lad. When I was young, when I was 18, lad, I don't know what I thought it was. Used to go to fucking All Saints and I'd be buying shirts for like 180 and that. And 120 and that. And like, I'd go and buy expensive pairs of fucking Levi's and all, lad. I'd go out and like, I'd have boots on that with 200 quid. And then like, as I've got into my 20s, lad, I've just sort of went, the fuck am I doing?
To be fair,
wasting dough on
shoes, I've always wore Adidas. I always buy Adidas.
It's the most you spend, and lad, what, 100 quid?
Yeah, if that. Oh, well, me running shoes, me Hockers. Hockers still waiting on you.
You bastards.
Fucking wankers. Yeah, but they're like a utility. Do you know what I mean? I bought them for something. So it's a bit of sports gear. But then like jeans, I buy Sid River Island jeans. And I've bought them for like the past 8 years.
I buy River Island jeans, lad, but I'm fucking sick to death of the crotch going in them.
Like,
yeah, I mean, the amount of times, lads, I've sat in my car to go out, lad, and I've got River Island jeans on, and then like I just feel a bit of wind, and I poke my finger, lad, and it just goes to.
Well, that's the only reason I have to replace
goes through the
mine.
fucking seam, and then I'm late, and I go, oh fuck off.
But however, that's just because I'm a big fucking fat bastard.
Oh, lad,
just rubbing, chafing, set myself on fire.
In Ibiza, lads, the most chafe. Pain, lads, I'm not even just saying it, the most pain, I was sick to the stomach, lad, with the chafe.
Oh,
lad,
no.
And me beard's got a video of me fucking laughing, lad, because I'm walking through the streets and I've shit myself, lad. Lad,
and we've all been there.
Lad, the salt, it went though after the day of it. That's the next day I got a bit of cream, lad, sorry, a bit too much info, got a bit of cream and that.
Glad the cream's
salted it right out, lad, but lad, it was the mixture of the salt water and then me thighs up near the top, lad, rubbing together. And we decided we were on this one beach and we went on Google and was like, oh, there's a sick beach around the corner. Ended up being a fucking nude beach. We got on there, lad, everyone was bollock home and like, what the fuck's going on here? And I was like, I went on Google, oh, fuck, it's nude. And then, but anyway, on my way to that beach, it was like a 20-minute walk, lad.
Were you going to cry?
The fire started, lad. And it wasn't that, but like, it got bad. Went to that beach and I decided to walk back the boat, and it was on the way back to the hotel, lad. Yeah. It was like an half an hour walk. Like, I was nearly crying.
No, I've been
the pain, lad.
I've been in them like type of situation before. Like, there's nothing you can do because you have to keep walking
to get back.
Because you need to get back, but then you can't walk. But then you walk slower, but then it hurts.
You have no like shorts to put on that are like. So after that, lad, I wore like when I went on the nights out, like what's it called? Like jogger material,
yeah,
you know, like soft shorts rather than like hard ones or like nylon or anything.
Yeah,
but lad, I only had these wet, damp, salty shorts on that I've been in the water with, lad.
There's no solution, is there?
Lad, and I got back to the hotel room and just spread my legs under the aircon, lad, to get some air out of it. Just like,
just pure pain,
the
like
pain, and lad, the relief was unbelievable.
Oh, lad, I know exactly what you're on about.
So yeah, that's what you've been up to.
Well, in Silverstone, I've not even got there
shit,
yet.
Sorry, Belly.
So, yeah, so obviously we went down there from Bicester Village on the next day. So we basically went there to fucking burn some time. Went down to Silverstone, lad. It's honestly the best thing I've ever done. So as I say, I'll either have put the picture up before or I'll put it up now. You're in this Formula Silverstone car that looks like it's a race car.
Yeah,
like not road legal shit. Like you're fucking lying.
Not
road legal, lad. It's like you're lying on the floor, and like no anti-lock brakes, no traction control. And it was around the Stowe circuit, which is inside the main Silverstone one, so not the main Silverstone track. So Aston Martin use it for testing all their cars, like the Valkyrie and stuff. Not the F1 stuff, but all their cars, so they use it as their test track.
So does that track you rode on get used in actual F1?
No. So Stowe is like a track inside the main Silverstone thing.
Okay.
So
inside the complex.
Yeah. So you've got the main circuit like round the outside, and then Stowe circuit's like
within it,
inside it.
It's like a warm up track type thing.
Fucking lad, it's mad.
Yeah.
It's like a 40-second lap, I think it was, or something like that.
40 seconds. That's rapid. It's a quick
lad.
lap.
These cars are scary because what it is like. So like people were saying to me like, what was the scary bit? It wasn't getting going. So it was quite wet, and people were like, were you scared getting your foot down? I was like, no, getting your foot down is the easy bit, because it's kind of very similar to a car. Like, I've never felt anything like it. You get your foot down, and it fucking, like, the engine is, like, behind your head, and it's screaming at you.
Loud.
So you've only got 4 gears, you're going up to 6,000 revs, down into, like, up into 4th, and it's just pulling and pulling.
Is it hot?
Well, looking on the day, it was raining. So
did it not feel hot? You got the engine right behind you, no?
Because it was raining, I think that kept it quite cool.
Yeah.
But so you just go in, and like they can get up to like 145 mile an hour, but the straights aren't long enough. So as you get into the end of the straight where you need to brake, the car's still pulling. It's a weird sensation.
What do you mean pulling?
Like, so you know, like your car's accelerating.
Yeah.
I'm still being like fucking
pushed.
I'm still being like sunken in the back of my seat as I'm fucking barreling into a corner. Because the car's just got that much lad. And then, but what I was saying to you, yes, so it's not getting your foot down, that's the scary bit. It's fucking stopping.
Why?
because the brakes aren't like a normal car's brakes. So, you know, obviously when you brake in your car, you do a little bit and like...
It'll take a bit and then eventually...
And it's dead easy to press.
Yeah, yeah.
So the force you put on the brake pedal in this car is what stops the car.
So you need to
So
brake
you've got to
hard.
jump, but then you're supposed to brake hard and then ease off. But like you've got it in your head, like I can't brake here. So for example, I said to the guy, I went, right, so like where should we be braking here? So he went, right, so we've got brake boards out because it's raining a metre or two back from them. We went, but don't worry, these brake boards are quite conservative. So if you brake at these brake boards, you're going to be fine, really.
What's that mean, a brake board?
So it's a big fucking board with the word brake.
Oh,
in,
so
like,
giving you instructions around the
track.
track.
So like basically, if
apply a bit of brake here.
No, like not a bit of brake.
Swat the brake.
Jump
here.
on the brake, like your life fucking depends on it. Right. So he was like, if you, I did not possess the cojones to brake at a single one of these brake boards.
Why?
Because like you'd be getting what, between 80, 90, 100 mile an hour bottom of these straights, and the brake board would be like here, where this is.
Yeah. And
the turning, it'd be like that wall over there.
So it was quick. It was like quick.
So you'd be like, there's no way.
I'm not braking, and
like,
so what you could just fly down the fucking bend.
No, so I'd brake earlier.
Oh, and then
because I didn't have like
the balls.
The problem is, it's the confidence in the car as well. So like, for example, there was one lap went right. I'm fucking going for it. Right, and I got to the end of the straight, jumped on the fucking thing. The front wheels locked up. I was like, oh, I'm going to crash and die. So then you have to bleed off the brakes to get the tyres going again to slow down. And I'm going quick here, and I'm like, I'm just going to have to throw it into the corner and see what happens. Because if I don't throw it in the corner now, I'm going to go off and spin and crash. And you turn it into the corner, and it turns. And you're like, there's no way. Like, I thought I was going to turn and spin.
Like just
if I'd have turned my normal car going at that speed, I'd have been dead.
It's because you drive a fucking 2009 Vauxhall.
Lad, you turn the corner and go around the chicane at like what, 50 mile an hour, 60 mile an hour, and it just does it.
So how fast are they professionals at bends?
In F1
an average bend in F1, yeah.
Well, it depends. There's like some corners you can go around flat at like 180, 170.
I know there's like S-shaped corners which you have to come off the gas for, but just say the usual bends. What are they typically hitting bends?
Probably over 100 mile an hour.
They're hitting turns at 100 miles an hour.
Would not surprise me. No, 70, 80, easy.
And flying around the bends at 100 miles.
Because what it is I was driving it like a road car because I'd never experienced that type of machine before. Yeah. Oh, lad, it's so good. It's the most terrifying thing I think I've ever done. But I'd do it again, like tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I'd love to do it in the dry.
Oh, yeah, it was wet, wasn't it?
Funny enough,
did you feel less confident because the track was wet? Did you feel a bit like, no, I'm not in this?
On the streets, I said you were all right, but going around the corner,
you felt a bit hesitant.
I tell you what, there was one bit where I caught the back end. When it's like, because you're fucking strapped into it, you can feel it when it's moving.
Yeah.
So the back end started to go a bit, so I like fucking corrected it, give it a bit of gas. It was only a little one. I was like, yes, I am Lewis Hamilton.
I might quit my day job.
And then I went to brake and I went, yeah, no, this is...
It was making me laugh before Belly went. There's like weight restrictions and height restrictions on the track, and he was proper sweating trying to lose weight for it. In case he got there and he just went, nah, you're not getting in the way.
Lost 3.5 kilos in a week. Lad, it was bad. But you know what, though? I say this.
That was the most stressful thing about that week for you.
Was that?
It wasn't your PhD. It wasn't the podcast. You were just like going, lad, I need to lose 3K and I can't go on.
I did not enjoy that week at all. Even getting into the car. But I tell you what, though, like, I think if I hadn't lost the weight, I'd have been a bit... It wouldn't have been as comfy.
How come?
Just what, like, because I fit in the car. So when I sat in, like, you're obviously just in it like this, like your shoulders.
Yeah.
Like you're this tight in.
So would I be able to get in it?
I think you're too tall.
Yeah.
I think...
Fuck Silverstone.
It is mad. But yeah, Han said though, me missus, like, so it's just they can come over and take pictures in front when you sat in.
Yeah, that's the photo.
And she went, right, what's up with you? I went, I'm absolutely fucking terrified.
Why though? Because it's something you want to do.
I know, but it's the feeling, right, of you essentially lying down, strapped to a fucking 1.6 litre
your legs
engine.
Are straight, innit?
So your legs are like up here. You're in a car. The only reason you don't crash this car is because you've made sure you don't crash. because it's a race car. There's nothing to help you. It was like a weird feeling of like, right, I can actually hurt myself here.
You know what's mad though? I think if we went to do that together, I would be less scared. Not because I'm a less fearful person, I'm a shithouse, but because I don't watch F1, I've got no expectation or reality about the dangers of it. I'll probably just bang around the track, like, because I don't know about it. And whereas because you fully invested in that sport, and like you're excited and that, you probably like got on and thought like, shit, like I'm in a fast car here.
It was a weird thing.
Whereas I'm just oblivious to it.
It was a weird thing. It was like this kind of sensation where I was like, I could actually hurt myself here, like quite badly.
How close were you getting to the other drivers?
So basically, it wasn't a race as such. So it was like there's two straights, and then if you caught up to the back of someone, you just kind of hung back, and then there was two marshals at the end of the straights that like blue flagged them. So if you got pointed at a blue flag, you pulled over to the right of the straight
because you were too close or something.
And, well, just basically so it gets the quicker cars in front of the slower cars.
To stop any P-rollers, stopping everyone's phone.
So
you got pulled over a good few times, would imagine.
Twice.
Did you? Did have people pass?
And then I overtook two people, but handed me head in. So she was on a post, videoing me, like going round. And the two times I overtook someone on the straight, she wasn't recording me.
She recorded you pulling over?
Yeah. I was like, what was the fucking point in that?
Lads.
But yeah, honestly, if anyone is considering doing it, do it. It's a bit expensive, like, but fuck me, it's good.
The only car like I've ever drove was a fucking go-kart in like town. And like Go Fun or whatever the fuck it's called. Go Sports, what's it called?
What is that?
Just called go-kart or something?
It actually might be, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's that in town. So yes, that's basically the main thing I've been up to. Other than...
What's mad about that go-kart and gaff in town, obviously it's nothing compared to what you've done, is all the people who are the best drivers, they've had actual proper race drivers go, and they always clock the best times, even though it's only in a little go-kart.
Oh, they can't help themselves.
They just know how to hit bends properly, don't they?
It's because what it is, it's having confidence in the machine that's under you.
Yeah.
Like, as I said in that car, I've never experienced anything like it. So, like, what does it mean to do a chicane at 60 miles an hour? I don't know. I've never done it. Yeah. I'm not going to have the confidence in the fucking thing to do it.
What's on my head about the go-kart, and when we went, me and Belly went to go-karting, and like there was a kid who was like 14 and must have weighed like 8 stone, soaking wet, lad, and every time we hit the incline, he'd just go past me.
Straight past.
My car basically reversing.
Oh yeah, I'd hit the hill and go back.
Yeah, that's what I mean, lad. And then when on the downhill, I'd go faster.
Couldn't fucking stop.
Yeah, the car wouldn't
fucking hell. There's just a Belfield-shaped hole in the wall on the other side.
Well,
come down the hill.
When I was in Turkey earlier this year, earlier in the summer, get about me.
Get about.
I was in a water park, lad, and obviously you can't get on water slides if you're too light, can you?
Because you just
fucking float off them. But if you're heavy as fuck, you go down them like a fucking rocket.
Like a stone.
And lads, I come out of one of the chutes, and most people were like coming out the chute and travelling like a metre and then in the water. Demi's got a video of me. I come out the chute and travel about 6 metres because I'm just going that fast. The water slide just spat me out, lads, and I proper go across the top of the water, lad. That's the velocity
Skimming.
I was hitting, and then I eventually hit the water, lad. But yeah, the heavier you are, lad, the quicker those declines, man.
Fucking hell. I think a nice point to move on to now is just talk about the guests we've had on.
I'm gonna say, yeah, we haven't reflected, have we, on the pod really and the guests? And
yeah, because as you said, we've just been kind of
chugging along
through, because
there's been no time to stop and reflect.
Because what's been mad, I think, what me and Sam have both noticed straight away is how game everyone is to do it.
It's mad.
Because when we first started asking for guests, we sent 5 emails. We're like, we'll only send 5 because we might get 1. But if everyone says, yeah, we don't want to have emailed 10 people and then we've got no way to book them in.
Yeah.
And I think, didn't 4 people get back to us same day on the first set of emails?
Most people who've emailed, lads, I think 70% say yeah.
I'd say it's high,
It could be most people want to come on, and whatever area they're in, they want to talk about what they do.
It's crazy.
Do you know what I mean?
Because obviously I knew that was a point in academia, people want to talk about the research, but I didn't think people would give... Because let's face it, we're not a big podcast yet. We're getting a little bit of a following. We're getting people liking and watching and stuff. But people just seem really enthusiastic to come on to talk about their own work. I think it's just because, not to blow smoke up our own behinds. I think we're quite genuine in our way. We're not doing it to try and catch people
benefit.
out.
We're not trying to benefit out of
it. We're not trying to
gain.
I mean, we're trying to benefit in terms of views and stuff, but like we do it because we find it interesting. We want to talk to people,
and I think people as well. Like, I think people have thought like we're trying to get them about something. I don't know.
Yeah, because we've had a couple of guests when they've come on
hesitant
at first, and then be like what, basically asking us like, what type of interview is this going to be?
Well, like, it's not an interview.
And we're like, no, mate, this is just you talk about what you do. If we're not here to catch it out, we're just here to have a convo.
And that's like, I think that's one of the big barriers you've got to remove for people is don't think of this as 20 questions. Where we haven't got a list of questions, we're going to barrage you it now. This is a conversation, and we're just going to let you speak. And we're going to ask questions.
Because obviously, you know your field. Like when we had Professor Andy Biggin on, that was class because, so like behind the curtain, letting you in. Me and Sam do a bit of planning beforehand. Basically, we get like a skeleton structure, what we want to ask. But Andy Biggin, we didn't even know where to fucking start. We were reading his papers, and I was going, Sam, can you even decipher the title? And Sam was like, nah. So it's in terms of questions, it was pretty much, we just said to him, right, you
just talk and we'll ask.
Eventually,
if we find the question.
Yeah, like we kind of had a few generic ones, which I think would like worked well because they were kind of highbrow, like high umbrella topic enough. But it was
because I found him and I was like, shit, this topic looks class, paleomagnetism, blah blah blah. Let's get into it. Emailed him without really thinking about it, and then we were like, he accepted, and we were like, shit, we know nothing about this topic.
But do you want to see what's kind of nice?
We can't understand it even now that we're trying to understand it.
I think that's one of our best performing podcasts now. That it definitely is on Spotify. It's so outside the first two, I don't really count the first two episodes we did.
Yeah.
It's
up there.
Most listened.
Wow. Okay.
People seem to take to it like
it's mad how like when we started this, I knew we'd do a few of them because of unless Belly would have quit early on. So I didn't think, it wouldn't have asked you if I thought you would have quit or you would have got off after 5 and went like, fuck this off, Sam, this is shit. But like, I knew I was going to do 20 of them because it's just what I'm like. I'll just get into something and I'll just be like, yeah, we'll do it now.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I didn't think we'd get to this many podcasts this quick. At the start of the year, I said, let's do 20 this year.
Because when we first did it, we were going to do one every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I didn't even think that was the plan at first. It was just like, we're just going to do them as and when.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's try and do 20.
And then when we put the first one out, a lot of people was like, "Oh yeah, it's the more coming." So when we put the first one out, a number of people actually said like, "Oh, when's the next one?"
Mm.
And at that point, I was like, "Right, we've got to be consistent with it. We can't just
got to do more." Yeah. It's just mad. And then like at the start, we literally just had a phone, no equipment. We held the mics and it was shite. All of a sudden, we've invested in stands, fucking got big lights pointing at us these days.
Yeah. It is mad, like how we've come and like moved it on. But as you say, we're still using the same phone we recorded on originally. Same phone,
and there's still shit we want to like even away from like the more production side of it and the guests. And the more technical side of it, we do still want to get better equipment, better mics, better cameras, don't we? Better lights, so we can bring, over the year, by the end of the year, we want the product to look well better than it did at the start of the year.
I think we're already there anyway, because I think, because we use tools like AutoPod now.
Which we just didn't use at the start.
Well, we didn't even know were a thing.
Belly was manually cutting the pods up.
Honestly.
Yeah,
so that's how we get the multicam stuff now, which is dead easy.
Yeah.
I use it for social clips now as well, because it does a lot of it clips them out and stuff. And then we like for example, one of the biggest hurdles I found is because I'm not a video editor or a photo editor.
Nor am I.
Right. I have no fucking clue what most of the tools do in Photoshop and Premiere Pro.
You just sort of click on them and go, what's that do?
Yeah, and then like in the end you get comfy just settling into your own little inefficient workflow.
Yeah.
And then for example, most of the social clips we did at the start, I typed
the words
out in little graphics and copied and pasted.
Spelled there wrong 1,000 times.
Still do that now.
And friend and weird and all those words with an IE.
But then I found the transcript functionality, which
obviously we knew about stuff like that. But as you say, you get into your inefficient workflow, don't you?
And then you realise you can do all these things. And then I started watching, I'll have to get a name up because I can't. I'm going to have to credit this person on TikTok, right? Because for just the
She
sheer
changed the game of how you do it.
just the sheer amount of like tips I've got from watching her stuff. Bella Roberts. It just popped up one day, obviously, because I was scrolling through TikTok about different things, and she was just like, "Yeah, you want to do this? This is how we do it. This is how I do my captions. This is how I do this. This is how I do that." I was like, "Wow,
nicking it
all day."
I think one of the biggest as well.
So Bella Roberts, nice one. You've made my life marginally more easier.
Thank you, Bella.
Very much appreciated.
One of the mad things as well, which was funny, is I want to ask you a few questions of this ilk in a minute. But we interviewed Alec Britz, who is a person I've worked with in the music world.
Producer we had on, what was that episode?
19, 18, 17.
Something like that,
10
yeah.
episodes ago now. And he literally just schooled me and Ryan for like half an hour after the podcast, basically telling us how shit we were doing.
He was like, do you edit it? No, we just kind of throw it up raw. He went, no, don't do that. You've got to edit it. Right, okay. Cheers out, there's more work.
What are you using to cut up the pod? Doing it by hand? Why are you doing it by hand?
Yeah.
There's software out
There's software for that. Your multicam stuff, you don't even do that. You could do that, do this. All right, okay. And we were like, fucking hell. We also, big thank yous. We've got to say a big thank you to Alec, I think.
I think he brought on the quality of the pod in a 20-minute conversation in 1 week.
After that episode, I think
it was Tyler's the one after, and Tyler's one, and Al's one, compared to the ones before Al's one, look well different.
Better. Like, just listening to that feedback, again, because it's one of them. He's a guy who does it all the time. He runs his own YouTube channel. He's used to it.
He's a full-time content creator, pretty much.
And then, so listening to, taking that feedback on board, of course, we're going to do that because he knows what he's talking about.
I think we were clapping as well before that podcast. We've talked about it before, but it is still funny to reflect. Every podcast we did, obviously you'd have to align the audio
like,
and the video.
3, 2, 1. Then we get everyone to clap in
at the same time.
And then we did it in front of Al, and he went, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And we went, "You've got to clap into each mic." So that he went, "No," he went, "The fucking microphones, just clap once
and everyone will pick it up."
Yeah. And we went, "Oh, yeah."
For some reason, lad, I thought that every clap had to be of similar size on the audio wave. But of course it doesn't. You still hear the clap on them all.
But then what made me laugh was that particular one with Alec, right, is we messed up the first clap. So, like, we went 3, 2, 1, and it was like...
Yeah.
And then I was like, right, we'll do it again. 3, 2... And then Alec goes, no, what are you doing? He went, all you need to do is... And clapped. And we went...
Just do it anyway.
We'll do it anyway, Alec, come on.
And then he went, no, this is it. Yeah, that's it, it's done.
And then me and him just went, yeah, but just play the game, Alec, it's what we do.
Yeah, because when someone throws a curveball at you, it infiltrates your way of thinking that you've been doing for months.
Proper throws
and at
it off.
first you go like, nah, it's not the way to do it, you know what I mean? You can't, and then after you see it, you're like, oh shit, yeah. And you've got to like have some sort of like self-evaluation where you go, yeah, I'm fucking stupid.
That was funny, that, to be fair.
What I was going to ask you though, lads.
Oh.
So we've done now 27 episodes. We must have had on 15 to 20 guests. 15 at least. I don't think we've done 10 on our own, or have we?
Well, let's think about it. So we've had Ian, Stupid Genius.
2.
Well, one guest ep, should we say.
2
Alec,
people. Yeah.
Tyler, Anya, Chris, Andy,
George,
James,
the other James, Evo.
Who else have we had on?
I can go on Spotify.
Like. I know, but this is quite bad, this now. I want to try and remember.
Who have we forgot about there? Is that Jamo?
Yeah.
Anya, George.
Oh, this is bad, this.
Have we forgot anyone, or haven't we?
I don't think so. I'm going to have a look now, because I was going to say, if we forgot someone...
I'll have a look.
If we forgot someone, I'd feel ruddy terrible. Also, while he's looking at that, right?
Tyler.
I said Tyler.
Oh.
I want to say big
that's everyone.
Big thank you, because we've had quite a few people from around the world listen. So we've had listens in the UK, US, Australia, Denmark, Italy, Greece, Singapore, South Africa, Ireland, India, Thailand, and Colombia.
Colombia, man.
So, yeah, cheers for listening to us all around the world. We are Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide. This one right here.
So what was the question you were going to say?
What has been, up to now, I'm not going to say favourite guest, because that would be picking favouritism. Or maybe you can.
Oh, you can't say favourite guest.
What have been then either your favourite or some of your most favourite like stories or tales?
Yeah, because
what one's sticking out to you? Of like I proper enjoyed that.
So I was going to say, because I don't think we've had a particularly bad episode yet. Like you say when you listen to the Happy Hour, for example, they've done 400 episodes. There's a few guests where you're like, oh, fucking hell, it's pretty
do you mean guest-wise?
Yeah, like, I don't think we've done...
a podcast which are awkward, where the guest, for some reason, just isn't playing the game,
yeah,
and they're just awkward for
or they start coming out with a bit of wit. Like, so there's one with... Sorry, this is not the question you asked, but there's a Happy Hour one where they get the old bodyguard up for... Ooh, who is it?
Princess Diana?
No. Michael Jackson, maybe. I think he might have done a bit for that.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Basically, he's bodyguarded some big people, some big celebrities, one of the Kardashian sisters.
Yeah.
And basically, they were asking him questions. Ex-SAS, man. Right, and he was just going, yeah, I don't know. Don't remember. Don't know what they were like.
Wouldn't answer shit, and it's just
and
like...
then he was like... And then you listen to him afterwards, and they're like, how do you not know what you did for a living for 10 years?
Yeah.
That type of shit.
Why say you're going to come on
well,
if you're
exactly.
just going to fucking...
Because he was basically...
speak.
He was trying to build up his acting career, I think, so it just made sense for him to try and push, but it was... Anyway, but I don't think we've had everyone we've had on's been so sound.
What stories, though? Funny, interesting. What ones stick out to you? Because I've got a few.
And Andy Biggins one was that was like...
What did he say that which stuck out to you?
I don't know. It was just... What it was, I think, it was the first time we proper clicked in terms of an episode where we interviewed someone we hadn't really met before.
Yeah.
And was also outside of kind of what we normally do. So like for Anya, for example, I'd kind of spoke to her before in the past, seen her at a conference. Yeah. But what she does is kind of like...
It's not similar,
it's not similar, but it is like it's computing.
We can put our hands on it a bit, can't we?
Yeah, and we can get involved. Like we can pick up what she does. Like for example, when she was doing stuff like missing people through certain techniques, like we can kind of understand.
You know what it is? It's not the fact that we can touch it. It's not as abstract.
That's what. Yeah.
Of an idea as paleomagnetism.
Yeah. So when he came on, I just think the fact we were able to get out of him what we were.
It's an abstract idea. It's also an abstract thing,
and it's not something we're familiar with at all. So I thought that was really good, and the stories he came out with was sick. I think George Wilson's was also good.
Lads, I was just going to say,
funny.
One of my highlights was when George was telling us about his yogurt song. Like, yogurts. His life was mad. He was played in bands.
But like again, that was another good one because I think he was genuinely the first person we had on and we didn't know.
We fully didn't know him.
Fully no idea.
Yeah.
Fucking, I'd seen him on the telly at the races or Racing UK or whatever it was.
Such an interesting researcher and such an interesting life behind him. That story for me, George was a sick episode, and
very
stories about yogurt. We were just sitting here going, "Who we got on here?"
That was the first time I was like, "Right, this guy is just
born to be on a
mic."
I
was like, to be fair, I think that was the first one I sat there and I went, "Right, this podcast is a bit onto something here." This is because he was exactly the type of academic
we were looking for.
Had in mind,
interesting, unique people.
When we were trying to do this type of thing, because we were like, there are people, academia is filled with people like George, man, who are just funny, interesting people. Who, for the most part, are just going to do the jobs in there.
That's it, lads.
So George's one was proper sick. I'm trying to think of some other ones, like, because that's the thing, it's hard to pick ones in particular because every episode's had.
I liked how honest Ian Malabar was about the education system and what he thought was wrong with it, and
it was nice.
Thought he gave a good account of the situation and didn't sugarcoat it, and he gave an honest assessment of what he thought. And that's the thing is that
it was honest, but it wasn't controversial in the way like a lot of people get things mixed up now, don't they? Like you see it where they'll do a controversial take and I'm just being honest, I'm not sugarcoating it, and they'll say just something ridiculous. That was a guy. He came on and through his experience and what he's seen factually, just give it how it was. Like you couldn't argue with it.
No, definitely. It was
I
liked his trolley story as well, working at Morrison's.
If you stop any longer, you'll be turned to stone. That was good.
I liked, you know what, lad, the last one we've just done with Dr. Chris Kavanagh.
So interesting.
That was one of my favourites, lad, because I'm obsessed with history. I wish I took history further in my studies, lad. It is the most fascinating topic, lads.
Just learning about how people did things years
why
ago.
People did shit, why armies fought other armies, characters of the past.
It is interesting.
Were
like
stoic and cowardly and defeated or victorious. And it's just like, I'm obsessed with looking backwards, lads.
And I tell you what, though, he was an unbelievable person to have on. I've never... There isn't many people I can say...
His recall?
There isn't many people I can say, I don't understand how that brain works.
His recall
was amazing.
Was unbearable to be around, lads.
And then a little bit behind the curtain as well, if you go on to episode 26 in the description on YouTube, he sent us corrections the same day after we'd finished the pod.
Oh, did you put them in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I put them in the description. So he was like, oh yeah, so I remember these two very specific examples that I spoke about
in the pod,
and I've give you the wrong numbers.
And he corrected the date by like 1 year. It wasn't like
also, it was the numbers in the armies. So he went, oh yeah, so I said there was 14,000. There was actually 10. And I was like, Jesus Christ, that's amazing.
That is well. When we started interviewing him, he was speaking, and I thought, oh, he's super sound. This guy, super interesting. But it was his like ability. He didn't hesitate when recalling it.
That was crazy.
Everyone else we spoke to, they did like, oh, let me think. So what we're looking at here? He just like churned out info, and it was like, how are you recalling this
wild,
like that?
Wild.
But yeah, I loved the stories that he had about like one of my favourite ones was Hannibal crossing the Spanish and Italian North Italy with the elephants and the horses and fighting the Romans. I loved that story. I thought it was super interesting. I love the one on Genghis Khan when he was outcast from his tribe and come back and ended up being one of the maddest rulers ever.
It was just a great episode in general, I think.
I'm trying to think, what else did I find fascinating from Chris?
The whole thing.
I loved his round table, the way it had Donald Trump, Aurelius and Stephen Hawking. That was funny.
But yeah, but the problem with that one though is I think it's a bit of recency bias because that one was quite recent. It's there in the forefront of the mind.
Let me not be biased then. I thought Anya's
again was great.
We need to get it back on, don't we?
I said this. I said I don't think we did. I think it's a crying shame. I don't think we did that justice
because we didn't get onto research quick enough.
No, I think we spent a lot of time but that's just a
shit.
But that's just a testament to who she is. She was just really fucking nice and sound.
Yeah.
So we just spoke and we had a good laugh and a good conversation about different things. But because her research is so interesting. I wish we'd have got around to it sooner. But I think we've asked her. I think she said she's game to come on
and do a bit more of a research based one.
Yeah, because she's
got a big... You don't have to do a life story again.
Well, exactly. She's got a paper coming out, hasn't she, soon, I think.
Maybe get her on round now.
That's what I mean. So we'll try and get her on once
we can talk about that. Maybe some of her old stuff, whatever we missed.
But yeah, I think
Al's one. What a story.
I think that was a good challenge as well for us because that was the first one. That was because we wanted to get people on outside of academia, but still doing AI based, how things work in that. So I think that was quite a nice thing for us as well to see how we can.
I thought Tyler was sick.
Tyler was funny, man. He's a funny kid.
And that was a mad one because that was just, well, it's what it was. It's Essie and friends. We're just getting out.
I tell you what,
every few months when we want someone on who we can't really find a reason for research wise, it's called Essie and friends.
Well,
and they come on. And they're just going to chat shit about the life. And maybe it's related to academia research. Like Tyler's has got a little bit related. But outside of that, it wasn't. It was just his life story.
And he's got one of the clips on TikTok, right, that consistently just keeps growing.
What one?
See if you can guess which one it is. It might be our most viewed TikTok.
The one with the cafe in Flint?
No, I don't think that wasn't a clip.
The steak one?
The fucking steak one. So it's our second most viewed TikTok. The most viewed one was when I was talking about how Twitter is they've removed the
open API or whatever.
Yeah. And then everyone was just fucking
giving us beans.
Elon's great. Those people.
So what's Tylon? Tylon.
So Tylon. He's on 20.8k. But like it's one of them. So if I go on like the more insights thing on it now, like it flatlined. So you get this kind of peak in TikTok views normally. So it goes massive right at the start while the algorithm's picking it up. Then it tails off. There's a sum where we get like multiple peaks.
Chaos.
Yeah, and they're the weird ones. They're the ones that are like, why has this been picked up again? But anyway, this like specifically like It gets like 20, 30 views a day, a like a day.
People just like Tyler, man.
Well,
He's funny.
what it is, it's the steak. It's such a fucking...
Everyone's cooked a steak.
Because people are always searching how to cook a steak.
Yeah.
And he gives quite... It's, well, as you say, he knows how to cook.
Yeah.
The young lad.
The young lads.
Oh yeah, before we get into anything else, we said before, I bought a Nothing phone. Many people won't have heard of it. It's very different.
Yeah, I haven't.
It's like
it's
like an Android iPhone. Fucking, if you
so
like.
what is it, lad? It's not an Android.
It's an Android, yeah.
Oh, it is an Android.
Yeah. So Nothing is the company.
British company.
Based in England, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It looks decent, like.
the guy's American. He worked for OnePlus. If you've ever heard of them.
No.
So they were known for making cheap phones that were really good.
Yeah.
And then he was like, right, I've had enough of these. Left and has made these now.
So how much is that?
$699 for the top end spec.
And what type of spec do you get in it? Like, what's the memory? What's the storage?
12 gig of RAM. It's good for a phone. 512 gig of storage. Decent for a phone.
Decent, that. Lad.
The CPU in it's like a gen old, but like in a phone that's fucking... You're not going to make a difference, are you?
What's like? Are they trying to compete with the iPhone? Are they? Or?
No, they're just trying to make good stuff for cheaper.
Yeah.
And this is why I kind of like it, because what they're trying to get at is like good stuff, but without costing the earth. Like, we want to make affordable tech,
Yeah.
and it'd be good, and it'd be a bit different.
What's an iPhone these days? $1,000
minimum. If you want and then if you want the Pro, you're looking 1,200-1,300 quid.
Mad.
It's quite expensive. So yeah, so I got that phone. I'd recommend it to anyone who's looking for a bit of a change.
What happened to the days of going to Tesco with the little phone section and getting an
The
LG cookie for 120 quid? And that was spenny.
Yeah, it's all
LG
changed.
cookies, 130 quid, lad.
But yeah.
All right, go on.
As I was going to say, another thing which I've been quite surprised about is how much the shorts do well, man. The shorts been doing
Shorts
well
do better than pods, really, don't they?
It's hard. We need to find a way to convert them to...
If anyone's got an idea about how to get people to listen to the pod and be better podcasters, give us a shout.
yeah, other than our discreet lack of talent. But yeah,
it's been a journey, man, and I hope we continue it, and we will continue it.
No,
and as I say,
27. We're on
27. We've already hit out a lot of, like, we've set goals out. Maybe we'll review them at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Maybe we won't. I'll definitely do it behind the scenes. Maybe might have time on a podcast if there's loads of guests coming on. But yeah, I'm glad we've done more than 20.
Because that was the original aim, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we want to build. We want to get the catalogue going where we soon have 80 podcasts with 60 guests. And
that'd be sick. To be fair.
there's just a library of people who've been spoken to, and you can go on.
And even if we get to 100 and that's it, right? Say that is, because we don't know how long this goes for. Yeah. But say we get to 100, there's not many people who can say
got to 100 podcasts.
100 podcasts. We've interviewed some proper fucking interesting people. Like, even just the people we speak to at the minute. Like, say we didn't interview anyone else now.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, some of the people we spoke to are like so interesting.
One of the big aims for me is I want to go do SE on the road and have a guest where we go to them.
That'd be quite cool.
If we can get a nice big name. If anyone's got an idea for guests around the country, researchers, academics that they know, who they think might be game to come on.
Either they want to
drop us the name and we'll go and look about them. Because I want to do an SE on the road with, like, me and Ryan, I don't know, go to London or something.
Just have a drive down.
And we'll video it all, and we'll go and record the podcast with the guests you've requested. Yeah. It's actually, if anyone's got a guest that they think would be sick for this podcast, does research in science, just does research in general history, public-facing research for a private company, whatever, and you think this is a sick individual... And the more infamous they are, the better, because we'll get more views.
But it's like, because as you say, the way we just find people locally who are interested in.
Which is boss, and we want to keep doing that. But you know what I mean? I'd like to do a little project where we took a Friday or a Saturday to go somewhere.
Well, that's the thing. There's more research universities than John Moore's in the uni you live.
That's it.
Do you know what I mean? There's people around the country doing interesting things. So if they don't want to come to us, we could go to them. It'd be quite interesting.
I'd love to, go on a little road trip.
I'd like to do a conference, mate. As in,
where
not us hold
people.
One. Like, we'll just go down and then try and interview people after conferences and just do a thing about...
Can I speak to you about this? If the topic, whatever the topic is, we'll ask questions on that topic.
That type of shit. I think that could be quite cool.
I want to do that.
And then we want to try and get in-person videos coming back, but I think we need to wait for unis to come back for that to work a bit better.
Oh, the street stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like on
We'll
the
mention
street,
that when
on
we
the
start
beat.
dropping it. Yeah.
But yeah, because we filmed on, it was good. I think the uni students would make it though. Pretty good to catch up. It's been nice just to have a chilled conversation before we get back into it in the next coming weeks.
Yeah, button our heads on shit.
Yeah. Thank you everyone again for listening. We do really appreciate it. 27 and rolling.
Guests coming up. I think we're going to do a few podcasts of our own on some topics, aren't we?
Yeah. A couple of big things. We might have a look at trying to do an ESI and Friends, maybe. Try and find another one of them.
Yeah, I thought
maybe.
Tell me off camera.
Oh no, it just came to my mind then because it was quite a funny episode.
Yeah, it was sick. So, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, so it might be nice to try and do one of them again if we can find the right guest.
Yeah, man.
If you liked it, this episode, like it, please subscribe. Helps us out immensely.
Yeah, don't be a rat. All these people who just watch shit like me and then don't fucking interact with the channel. Don't be me.
Yeah, do not be like me. Be a better version.
Yeah. I watch everyone's YouTube, man, and don't subscribe.
Honestly, now, because the algorithm's so good at recommending stuff, I watch loads of stuff because it comes up on my homepage. After about 6 months where I've like proper invested and like been watching this person for ages, I realised, I've not even subscribed or liked a single video.
Mad, isn't it?
It just pops up on my homepage.
But 10 years ago, you had to subscribe, didn't you, to get them back?
Come up, yeah. If you dislike the video, we got the dislike button.
Don't dislike it.
Oh, just dislike it, but just keep watching.
Yeah, okay.
Even though you hate us, we still get the view, and it's great.
We still get the view. That's
all that matters. That's been it from us, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, peace out. Episode 28 on its way.
Peace.